News updates online at 560theanswer.com.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Real Story with Jeannie Ives, powered by Breakthrough Ideas, Sunday evening at 7 on AM 560 The Answer.
Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. So we've got our golf outing coming up, a week from Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
June 18th.
June 18th at the McRae Memorial Golf Club in Barrington. To sign up, a foursome, twosome, even a single, go to 560theanswer.com/golf. And by the way, we're going to have prizes. Longest drive closest to the pin. You win that every year, don't you?
Signing up as a single is kind of sad.
Why? I've done it.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. But
it's a great way to meet people.
You can bolt on to our fivesome if you're a single.
Oh, okay.
You don't want people playing alone, for goodness sake.
And we want to, if you own a company or make the marketing decisions for your company, if you purchase a foursome, we're going to give you an AM 560 marketing package, which includes 25 one-minute commercials that will air right here on AM 560. So it's a win-win because the proceeds of our tournament, which is sponsored by Signature Bank, go to Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Right. And so, of course, Tunnel to Towers serves 9/11 families, 9/11 impacted families. And they've been doing that, basically since not long after 9/11. And so people may say, well, I mean, we're 24 years removed from 9/11, so what could the need still be? I'm glad you asked, and that's why I'm glad we have Jack Oehm on, retired battalion commander for the New York City Fire Department and member of the board of Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Jack, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Hey, good morning, Dan and Amy. How are you?
Good. So tell us what Tunnels to Towers is doing. I think a lot of people know about the foundation. A lot of people know about the good work that's been done over time, but why it's still relevant, and what work there still is to do that you guys are doing on a daily basis.
Yeah, so I'm glad you have us on, and we thank you for your support. So our foundation, we pay off mortgages for fallen first responders. So if you're a police officer, firefighter, EMS worker anywhere in this country, and you die in the line of duty with young children, our foundation is going to come in and pay off your mortgage so that your family can stay in your forever home that you made with your wife or your husband. So these families don't have to, not only did they lose their spouse and their mother or their father, and now they have to move because they can't make the mortgage payments. We come in and we take that burden off the table for that family so they could stay in that home forever. So we also pay off.
Just to put a fine point on it, and then I'll let you continue. It's just so it started with 9/11 families, and now it's expanded nationally to first responders. That's sort of something that's important for people to understand.
Correct, and we also built smart homes for our catastrophically injured servicemen and women coming home from the wars with no arms, no legs. That's still a process. We built about 200 of these smart homes all across the country, and we have probably 100, 150 more homes to build for our injured servicemen and women. We also started a new program in January of 2022 to house homeless veterans. So there's 40,000 homeless veterans in this country, wow. And that's disgraceful, but our foundation's doing something about it.
Well, I'm glad you're doing something because the government isn't. They're helping illegals first because we have the shelter on here in Chicago on the north side at Irving Park Road and Lakeshore Drive. And across from that are 4 or 5 homeless veterans who refuse to be sheltered. But it's just a strange dichotomy because they're living in filth because when it rains, it's muddy. It's a muddy mess. And then our government is helping people across the street with shelter, food, cell phones. I mean, they have everything. And then these people who fought for our country have nothing.
Yeah, so that's so true, Amy. But what our foundation's doing, we're not putting them into a shelter. Yeah. We're renovating hotels all around the country. On the first floor, we're putting in all the supportive services that these guys need and these guys deserve. Mental health counseling, drug addiction counseling, alcohol abuse counseling, job training, job placement. On the second and third floor, we're renovating those hotel rooms, making them apartment efficiencies, which that means they're going to have a sitting area, they're going to have a bedroom area, and they're going to have a kitchen area. So it's not a shelter type situation. They have all their services down on the first floor, and we wanted them to get back into society as productive members of society like they used to be. And that's our goal.
And then, just on the families of the fallen, too, just to point this out, last year, the stats, 147 federal, state, county, municipal officers died in the line of duty. 147. That was a 25% increase, actually, over 2023. And so this is part of that rolling need that Tunnel to Towers serves.
Yes, and, the need is always going to be there. Our police officers, our firefighters, our EMS workers, day in and day out go into harm's way to keep their communities safe. And unfortunately, with the political atmosphere lately, the cops, the police officers are targets. So we see that in New York City. I think assaults on New York City police officers are up 600% in the last five years. It's ridiculous. Our politicians should take a stand, just like anti-Semitism. They should take a stand and say it's wrong. It's wrong for anybody to be attacked. And we're here to back our police officers, our military, and our firefighters and our first responders.
Got a text message into the show. Dan and Amy, who founded Tunnel to Towers and how did it get its name?
Right. So a great question. It was started by the Siller family, Siller, to honor and remember those 2,977 Americans that were murdered the morning of 9/11. Their brother, Stephen, was an off-duty New York City firefighter that ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel with 60 pounds of fire gear on his back, out of the tunnel up West Street, and he joined in the rescue efforts in the World Trade Center towers that morning. Stephen Siller sacrificed his life saving others that morning. So his three brothers and his three sisters, to honor him, and like I said, the 2,977 other Americans that died, they started this great foundation to honor and remember those people.
Can you give us some color in the 9/11 families that sort of where they are 24 years removed now from that horrific day? What they think about
Sure.
what America thinks about the sacrifices that you're describing, with some time in between now, so much time in between now.
So I was an off-duty battalion chief myself. All my units responded from Brooklyn, New York, and I lost 3 out of 8 units never came back home. So I lost 20 of my men that day. I still, to this day, take one of my widows down to the site on 9/11 every year, and that's my honor to do that. And as long as I'm alive and able, I will do that for her. And that's the commitment we make as a fire department family, New York City Fire Department family, and that's the commitment that our foundation makes to our first responders and our military. It's 24 years. Some of these widows, a lot of these widows had young kids when their husbands died that morning. And it's a beautiful thing to see these kids now, some of them becoming New York City firefighters, some of them being married. I'm invited to my widow's, daughter's wedding in a few months. Be my honor to be at that wedding. And you make that commitment, and it's a long-term commitment. And I would say most of our widows have moved on. They never forget, obviously. You can never replace their husband that they lost. But, 24 years, time does, like they say, heals a lot. It doesn't ever go away, but it does heal.
And so how can people donate if they can't attend our golf outing? Because that's a good way. If you want to attend the golf outing, by the way, go to 560theanswer.com/golf. But not everybody's a golfer, Jack. So how can people help?
Right. Yeah, we simply ask every American to donate $11 a month. If you can't do $11, do $5. Whatever you can donate, simple. Go to T2T.org. The letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org. Tunnel2towers.org works also. So it's a very simple. You hit the donate button and you can become a monthly donor, or you can do a one-time donation.
Jack Oehm, retired battalion commander for the New York City Fire Department, member of the board of Tunnel to Towers Foundation, T2T.org. And if you want to join us at the golf outing, it's
560theanswer.com/golf.
Jack Oehm, thanks so much for joining us again, Jack. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, folks. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
If you're living with pain, see how Relief Factor can help.
My back got injured very bad. I was off work for about a year. I heard about Relief Factor from my wife. I took